Magomed Ankalaev took to social media last night and fired shots at Alex Pereira, accusing the light heavyweight champ of once again targeting a fight during Ramadan, something that previously created issues for Ankalaev's schedule. In a tweet that quickly gained traction, Ankalaev wrote, "Breaking news, Alex now asking he wanna fight me during Ramadan again. I need more time. And the other clown he have to do his homework. Let me fight Carlos. I think he's more dangerous than all of them. If what Magomed is saying is true, and Pereira really is pushing for a rematch during Ramadan, that would mean the fight couldn't happen until at least February 2026, which seems extremely unlikely given Pereira's current momentum and popularity." Ankalaev also threw in a jab at another unnamed contender, while making it clear he sees Carlos Ulberg as the most dangerous threat in the division. Following Ilia Topuria's brutal knockout win over Charles Oliveira at UFC 317, Paddy Pimblett didn't waste any time taking aim at his longtime rival. During a post-fight segment on ESPN, Paddy reignited their heated feud, making it clear that the bad blood between them is still very real. He didn't just challenge Ilias, he made it personal. According to Paddy, he doesn't want a quick finish if they fight. He wants to punish Topuria for 5 full rounds. Here's what Paddy had to say: "There's real history between us. You don't even need to hype this fight up. It sells itself. Two fighters who genuinely can't stand each other. You don't see that too often anymore. It's like Khabib versus McGregor, real hatred. I can't stand him. I wouldn't even want to finish him quickly. I'd rather take it to the final minute and smash him with elbows over and over. I want to change his face." Paddy also touched on their past physical altercation, downplaying Ilia's strength. "He barely touched me. It was a weak push. Felt soft, to be honest. And he's smaller than me. What do I weigh right now? About 195. I'm feeling strong and looking sharp." With tensions this high and both men on the rise, it's clear a collision between Pimblett and Topuria would be explosive. Arman Tsarukyan may have successfully made weight as the official backup for the UFC 317 lightweight title fight, but Dana White still doesn't seem convinced he deserves the next title shot. Even though Tsarukyan is ranked as the #1 contender, many believe he's still facing backlash from the UFC brass after what happened earlier this year. Back in January, Tsarukyan pulled out just hours before his scheduled title fight against Islam Makhachev at UFC 311. The official reason was a back injury, but it clearly didn't sit well with the promotion. Now, despite stepping up and making weight for the Oliveira versus Topuria title bout, Dana made it clear he's not giving Arman a guaranteed shot. Speaking to Helen Yee after Friday's weigh-ins, Dana responded to whether Tsarukyan is next in line by saying, "No, it's a good step in the right direction. Let's put it that way." Considering Tsarukyan hasn't fought since April 2024, White's response isn't exactly shocking. It's been more than a year since Arman last stepped inside the octagon. Still, Tsarukyan isn't backing down. He told Sportsnet he's ready to make weight again if needed, this time for the July 19th BMF title bout between Dustin Poirier and Max Holloway. Arman explained that the weight cut went smoothly and pushed back on the narrative that past issues were related to cutting weight. "Weight cut was good, was easy, and I never have an issue with the weights. Everybody thinks like what happened in the California because of weight cut. I was good with my weight. I just hurt my back and I couldn't move." He added that he'd be open to being the backup again next month if the opportunity arises. It's clear Arman is eager to get back in the cage, but making another 155-pound cut so soon could be risky. Whether that kind of hustle earns him another chance or keeps him stuck in limbo remains to be seen. Dana White was clearly frustrated after Ilia Topuria and Paddy Pimblett had a surprise face-off following UFC 317. While the heated moment generated buzz online, the UFC boss made it very clear during the post-fight press conference that it was not part of the plan, and it definitely didn't have his approval. Addressing the situation, Dana said,
"I don't know who the hell let him in there. That should have never happened. Let's start there. I was already back in my room, or that would have never happened. But that's not the fight that it
was fun to watch.
It shouldn't happen.
It was fun to watch.
That's not really what we do. If it was fun to watch or not, it's just that shouldn't happen. Plus, he wins a second title in a higher division. It was a bad call by whoever let him in there."
Clearly, Dana wasn't thrilled with the face-off stealing attention from Topuria's historic win, especially right after capturing his second title in a new division. Meanwhile, there's growing speculation around what's next for Ilia Topuria. Could a super fight with Islam Makhachev be on the horizon? With Makhachev now set to face Jack Della Maddalena for the welterweight belt, it's possible the door could open for a lightweight champion versus champion showdown in the near future. Makhachev previously downplayed a fight with Topuria, claiming it didn't add anything to his legacy. But after Ilia's big win at UFC 317, the hype around that matchup is only getting stronger. Ilia Topuria has addressed the ongoing chatter about a potential super fight with lightweight champion Islam Makhachev, and while he's definitely open to it, he doesn't think it's likely to happen anytime soon. After recent discussions with the UFC, Topuria shared that, based on how things have played out behind the scenes, a fight with Makhachev doesn't seem to be in the promotion's immediate plans. Despite the fans constantly linking the two champions, Topuria remains realistic about the situation. That said, he made it clear he would gladly accept the challenge if the UFC decides to make the fight happen down the line. In his words, this is just competition, and he's not backing down from anyone. He believes he's one of the most dangerous fighters in the sport and is always ready to take on whoever the UFC puts in front of him. While some still doubt him, Topuria hopes that his recent performances have started to silence the critics, and as long as both he and Makhachev keep winning, the possibility of their paths crossing remains alive. For now, Topuria says he's focused, confident, and waiting for whatever comes next, whether that's Makhachev or another top contender. If the UFC wants to make that fight a reality, he'll be ready. Let's dive into the latest UFC news and fight announcements. The UFC is officially returning to Shanghai, China this summer for a stacked card on August 23rd. During a recent interview with Helen Yi, Dana White revealed that Chinese officials will be giving him a personal tour of the country. He shared, "I'm doing a whole tour of China in August. The government is actually taking me on a tour. I'm going to the Shaolin Temple, the Great Wall of China, and I'm going to do all kinds of cool stuff out there. I'm looking forward to it." As for the fight card itself, Johnny Walker will face off against Zhang Ming Yang in the main event, while Brian Ortega is set to meet former bantamweight champ Aljamain Sterling in the co-main. There were rumors that Song Yadong might be fighting Rob Font at the event, but Nolan King has since reported that this matchup isn't happening. Given that both the headliner and co-main are already locked in, it makes sense. However, with Yadong currently ranked number 5 and coming off a huge win over Henry Cejudo, he'll likely be placed in a big fight very soon. Meanwhile, Marcel Dorff reported that Ray Surya will face Narmandak Tumen Dembarel in the road to UFC semifinals on August 22nd, just a day before UFC Shanghai. Surya is coming off the first loss of his pro career, dropping a unanimous decision to Joshua Van in March. Dembarel, on the other hand, hasn't fought since November, when he lost a close split decision to Carlos Hernandez. In other international action, the UFC's July 26th card in Abu Dhabi is heating up. According to Tealboy KK, Muhammad Yahya will take on Stephen Nguyen in what could be a must-win for both men. Yahya has dropped back-to-back bouts against Caio Fernandez and Trevor Peek, while Nguyen is also coming off a loss to Yarno Aarons in March. Before that, he had put together an impressive 3-fight win streak. Also announced for the same card, Davy Grant will face Damon Blackshear. Grant last picked up a solid unanimous decision win over Raoni Barcelos in December. Blackshear, meanwhile, is riding a 3-fight winning streak, most recently defeating Alan Talley in April. That's a wrap from the House of MMA. Hit like, drop a comment, and subscribe for more fight game heat. Stay sharp, stay savage. See you in the next one.